Yo, this is the story of this girl who was younger, living with this guy who claims to be her uncle. Her mother brought her to this guy when she was much younger. Took her to school, make her feel like a daughter. At the age of 14, her mother died, she discovered. Few months later, uncle attitude changed. Caught her in the corner, tried to pull down her jeans. But she couldn't believe what was happening, so she screamed. Then he left her alone with her, threatening remarks. If you don't let me do what I do, then you should pack. No more paying your fees, no more food to eat. I think my horse, you gotta leave. So she sat alone all time and she cried. And she couldn't believe what was happening in her life. Her uncle didn't stop until he get what he want. And then script to the kids and that's wrong.
Together we stand. And whatever we learn today. Lots of children good, don't hurt them. Good to see them come here, please don't hurt them. Today.
Okay, yo, so as times went by, the little girl started to worry. No one to talk to her to give her courage. She decided to leave. Who gonna pay her school fee? Who gonna even find place for her to sleep? But she under the fear not to tear anybody. She started getting reduced and dragging her belly. How can she move when she call up in the trap?
Allen Bernard International, or ABR, is a management consulting firm with a team of consultants and associates who focus on growing and transforming home healthcare agencies, non-profits, and small businesses in other industries as well as individuals. Our services include ABR Business Support Services, ABR Accounting and Tax Services, and ABR Anti-Money Laundering Compliance Services. At ABR, we bring to each assignment dedication and commitment, experience and skills, performance-based process, integrated solution teams, and client relations. For more inquiries on our services, call phone number 469-378-3955. That's Allen Bernard International, or ABR, transforming business through ideas. Communication becomes convenient, enjoyable, and cheaper when you have the best application in your hand. DPro Global Social Media app gives you access to free global communication and networking. With the DPro Global Social Media app, you can do live video chat, live audio calling, live text messaging, live group video and audio conferencing. Not only that, you also do fast sharing, creating and posting to your story, post engagement with emojis, and more. The DPro Global Social Media app does in-app purchases, in-app searching, storytelling. The app also allows you to create video, audio, text, and internet link posting. Get the best app today with 100% data security and end-to-end encryption. Add customization and privacy settings to the DPro Global Social Media app and enjoy 24/7 endless communication. Download the DPro Global Social Media app on Google Play Store and Apple Store and enjoy endless communication. Visit our website on www.dpro-idb.com or email us at info@dpro-idb.com. DPro Global Social Media app, making communication easier. Made with ginger, coconut water, natural juice flavor, vitamins and minerals is Muncie Power Drink. Muncie Power Drink helps reduce high blood pressure, get rid of toxins, help improve children and adult memory. It also helps the body fight effects of excess sugar. Muncie Power Drink has no added sugar, no artificial flavors, and all natural ingredients. It is a healthy drink for just everybody. It has 4 natural juice flavors: pineapple, mango, strawberry, and turmeric. For wholesale or retail purchase, visit major supermarkets across Monrovia and its environs. If you are outside Monrovia, You can do your purchase at Kakata Supermarket and Ataro Business Center in Ganta. You can also visit our store on the Oro, right next to the American School. For more information, call us on 0770 307 572 or 0776 580 730. Muncie Power Drink, not just your regular energy drink. Do you care to know why thousands of people have switched from using oil-bomb paint to using Une Zize quality paint? Zize quality paint is a high-quality American non-hazard latex paint that doesn't fade or peel off your walls when applied. Zize quality paint comes in variety of colors that you can choose from. We even customize our customers' paint based on their request just to satisfy their desire. Stop by at any of our 3 branches at Police Academy Junction opposite NP Fueling Station, Baptist Seminary opposite Highway Gas Station, and St. Paul Bridge opposite Michael Plaza. Zize quality paint can be used for both interior and exterior painting works. Customers living overseas can pay through Zelle on 217-720-8858. You can contact us via cell numbers 0777 366 142 or 0770 496 273 or plus 121 772 08858. Think Zize, think quality.
Spicing up, what's next?
Do you need a car?
Ready for an upgrade?
Then come to Sika Motors, sole distributors of Toyota vehicles, Mitsubishi vehicles, and Yamaha motorbikes, genuine accessories and spare parts.
You name it, we have it. We have the 2022 brands of Toyota vehicles. Select from our new Toyota Starlight,
Toyota Belter, Toyota Rush.
We've got the best deal in town. Through our Sika Motors financing schemes with selected banks, EcoBank Liberia and UBA Liberia, starting at the lowest as 500 USD. You won't believe these prices. Come for quality, reliability, and durability. Take a spin and let's make a deal.
Sika Motors on UN Drive at Sailtown, Bushra Island, or call Sika Motors on +231 775 987 758 or email cmarketing@cfao.com. Sika Motors, drive with confidence.
We all know the headache we go through sending money to our loved ones, friends, and family in Liberia. High fees, long lines in banks, the usual complaint of the system being down, such a waste of time and energy. That is why I was very happy when I learned that SendWave is now in Liberia. So now I can send money anytime from anywhere directly from my smartphone to the MTN Lone Star Cell mobile money account of a loved one, friend, or family within seconds for just a tiny fee. So download SendWave now to your phone from your Apple Store or Google Play Store. Add your details, and don't worry, they are very safe and secure. And start sending money today. Don't forget to insert the promo code COSTA to get free $5 credit added to your first transfer. SendWave is secure, super fast, and by far the most affordable way to send money to Liberia. I'm Henry P. Costa and a very happy customer. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the program. Good morning. Welcome to the program. Today is the 9th day of February 2023. And we're glad to be here. It's a beautiful day. We're on radio. You can monitor us at D15 98.1, and we're on a host of online platforms. Wakai Amara Kamara is a studio in Liberia, and I'm Henry Pedro Costa, your humble servant here in beautiful Delaware. Good morning, Wakai.
Good morning, Costa, and good morning to our many listeners. We are here again to bring you more information about Mama Liberia and the war at large. So it's good to be here with you this morning, Costa.
It is good to be here. Very good to be here. All right, folks. So, Wakai, The show yesterday, the Costa Show has been around for a long time, for 11 years now. It's one of the longest running shows in the country. And we've had bombshell interviews this is not the first. We've had tons of bombshell interviews across the years that we've been on. But the interview yesterday with Sheikh Sakor was, in a recent time, the biggest bombshell interview that we've had by far.
Yeah.
The revelations made by Sheikh Sakor, the references, the fact that a lot of people knew these things when they were happening. Not these things in detail, but people knew of the relationship that existed between Sheikh Sakor and Mr. Weir. A great many of us knew, from a distance, of course, how very resourceful and helpful Sheikh Sakor was to George Weir. But what we did not know in detail is how Weir treated Sheikh Sakor. And the thing that Sheikh Sakor went through. And the fact that he had to flee Liberia for his life, because after everything that he did to help to bring George Weir to power, Weir and his people were planning to eliminate him. It was just, people have been talking about this everywhere. What's the feedback you're getting? And we didn't get to take calls, but we're going to do that this morning. We're going to open the show this morning to get our people to call in and hear them react to the things that Sheikh Sakor said yesterday in a bombshell of an interview. But what is the feedback that you've been getting from people?
Well, since yesterday we hosted our show, a lot of people have talked to me about it. People say, my man, you guys hosted Sheikh. The hosting of Sheikh revealed a lot of things that we never knew about Mr. Weir. And this is not just Sheikh. Weir did this to a lot of other people that we can sit here and name. He did this to George Solo, his closest friend, George Solo. If George Solo just come here and explain what Weir did to him, you will forget about Sheikh. So Mr. Weir is noted for this.
Weir.
Yes. So when people see a man like Weir, that he's Mr. Clean, because you haven't interacted with this man yet. If you just spend a week or two.
He did it to Joe Cotto. Hold on. He did it to Joe Cotto. Joe Cotto had to cuss him up, threaten him before he paid Joe Cotto's money. Yeah. And since that time, he doesn't want to have anything to do with Joe Cotto. Joe Cotto doesn't care. Joe Cotto doesn't need anything for him to survive. But go on, boy.
Yeah, so Mr. Weir is all about himself. So when I see people running here and there celebrating him that, he's a peacemaker, he's somebody that loves people, he's down to earth. No. Once Weir is not benefiting from you, forget it. He don't have time for you. That's him. He can only come around you because he think that he will benefit from you. But once there's nothing to benefit from you, he close you. The other chapter
he's a user. He's a user. He is ungrateful and he's wicked. Weir was broke in 2017. We all knew. He's always been broke. 2017. Sheikh took this man to his business partners and they give him millions of dollars. And it is that money and monies he collected from other people, contributions, that he used to get elected. And we have decided that I will not pay these people back. All the money he's stealing, all the money Weir is stealing, Weir has stolen millions and millions and millions of dollars from the country. Could he not take some of that stolen money to pay these Russians back so that Sheikh Sakor would not be in bad book with them, so that Sheikh Sakor would not lose his business? Look, you would think that Weir is just ungrateful to individuals who helped him along the way. There's a long list of them. We don't know all of them. It's a long list of them. But Weir is also ungrateful to those of you who voted for him.
Mhm.
If that man can be ungrateful to somebody who would connect him to somebody who would give him $3 million during a period when he needed it the most. Yes, it was a loan, it was the free money, but the fact is that he needed that money. And that money helped him get elected.
Yeah.
If he can turn his back on such a person, if he can work to see that person destroyed, if he can threaten that person's life, if he can chase that person out, if he can work to see how he could stop that person from regularizing his immigration status in the United States, if he can work to destroy that person's marriage, there are lots of things Sheikh Sakar didn't say.
Mhm.
There
Yeah.
are things, personal things that Sheikh Sakar couldn't say on the show because he was trying to be a gentleman. Weah has this attitude where this behavior, where Weah chases his friends' wives and their spouses. I don't know what it does to him. I think it's a syndrome. He wants to feel important. He wants to feel powerful. He wants to feel in control. He goes after your wife. He goes after your girlfriend. He does that to all his friends. Of course, the women who are useless enough to go out with him, your friend, your boyfriend or husband is Weah's good friend, and you decide to go and sleep with him. It's on you, the woman. This is one thing he does. There are lots of things Sheikh didn't say. Personal, deep stuff. Weah is so cruel. He's so wicked. He would go after your wife. He would give her any amount of money to try to belittle you and to try to prove to you. You know, let me tell you something. If another man can go, a lot of times you see other men going after other people's wives, it's not just because they are physically or sexually attracted to those women. It's a whole mindset thing. It's a narcissistic thing. Oh yeah, that man own a woman, I can have her too, but he can't have mine. You know,
Yeah.
a friend of mine told me once we had a conversation. Do you know why Weah didn't marry a Liberian woman? Who told you? Does Claudia come anything close to how beautiful Liberian sisters are?
No.
Claudia, all the money she got, said, look at her. I'm not trying to trash talk her, but let's talk about beauty. Please, come on. Where are my Liberian sisters at? Let's talk about beauty. Let's talk about productive people. Claudia was a teller at a bank. George Manuel Weah was what? He was at the peak of his what? At the peak of his football glory. He had millions and millions of dollars. Global fame. George Weah married to a Claudia, a bank teller at Chase Manhattan Bank in New York. So it's not that Claudia was some kind of CEO at some corporation or she was, no, nothing. She was a bank teller. And George Manuel Weah left all the beautiful Liberian sisters and went for Claudia. Do you know why he did that? Here is why he did that. And it may sound foolish to you, but listen to this. This friend told me, and I could not but agree with him. He said, look, Weah is so bad. He said to himself, because I'm this narcissistic and cruel person, I'm going to go for a foreign woman who no Liberian man would be able to say she was my ex or she is my ex or I used to date her. He went for a foreign woman. He married her. Then he decided to go after all the Liberian women, had babies by them, those of them who you know, and just that's what he did. Took his foreign woman, who no Liberian man could say, I've been with her, and went with and started to just railroad the Liberian women. And of course, they want it, they like it, but he is a cruel human being. George Manuel Weah. That's it. And let one Liberian sister raise her hand and say, when Weah made money, he helped to make me who I am. When Weah made money, when I was dating him, he helped build me up. He helped me establish this business.
No.
Let one Liberian sister raise her hand and say, Weah made me. He did not help anyone. He just went rogue. And he was just knocking them down, knocking them down, knocking them down. He's still knocking them down. And when we are date you, you know, this friend said to me, he said, Costa, do you know one of the things we are does because he's so mean, he doesn't like to spend money, especially on Liberian women. Here's what he does. He gives a lot of them jobs in his government. So many of his women are government officials because guess what? He doesn't have to spend money on them. He's already giving them a job.
Yeah.
Now he's giving them a job. They earn a salary. So he's using our government as his private fiefdom. He employs his girlfriends so that when they do sexual favors for him, he doesn't have to pay them. He doesn't have to give them money. He doesn't have to take care of them because he's already giving them a job. And jobs which most of them aren't qualified for. He give look, and this dude I was talking to, this dude knows we are very well. And just like the way some of us know we are a little bit, but he knows we are far, far, far more than I know we are. And the things he said could not be true. He takes our government like a private fiefdom, a power farm. Let me put it that way. Some of you may now understand the word fiefdom. F-I-E-F-D-O-M. Fiefdom. Some of you be like, okay, what the hell is fiefdom? Go look it up. He takes our government like his private fiefdom, a power farm. He takes all he do then. He gives them job. And when you are a weird girlfriend, you never cease to be a weird girlfriend. That is why all weird girlfriends in the government are not allowed to publicly date other men. They will never publicly date other men. You will never see them. They will hide the other men that they are with because we are, even though he's married, even though he's got tons of concubines, but as long as he's your boyfriend and of course he's giving you something, you are always going to be his woman. That is how disrespectful and what a user and an exploiter George Weah is. So we're going to go to the phone lines this morning. We're going to hear from our people. What do you make of yesterday's startling, damaging revelations about George Weah? These are the takeaways from yesterday's show. Number one, George Weah took money from business people. He did them dirty, and they're going to do him dirty when the time comes. Now, do you recall? There was a time Liberia was invited to a summit, some event of sorts in Moscow, Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Russia.
Yeah.
And do you know who we are sent to that summit to represent him?
No, I can't remember.
Thank you. Let me ask the audience, our audience members. There was an event of sorts, a conference of sorts that took place in Moscow. And Weah was invited to go to this event, but he declined. We all know Weah likes to travel, but he declined. Who did he send to represent him to Moscow? Thank you. You're all smart. The VP. Thank you. He sent Joe Howard Taylor. Do you know why George Weah sent Joe Howard Taylor to Moscow? The Americans can say Moscow. He sent the vice president to Moscow, even though he and the vice president were not on the best of terms, but he sent her to represent him. Do you know why? Can you guess why Weah sent Joel instead of going himself?
Because of the Russian money.
Because he's afraid the Russians would take him out. The reason Weah didn't go to Moscow himself is because he's scared. He took the Russians' money and he refused to pay the Russians. And so if he goes to Moscow, the Russians could take him out. What an irresponsible, childish man. You can pay Weah $1 million to go to Moscow. Weah would never go to Moscow. This is the man we have as our leader. Let me tell you something. But Weah will not always be president. We will beat him this year. We will remove him from power, and Joseph Yuma Varga will become the next president. And when that happens, Weah will not have all that security and all that protection that he has. He and the Russians will go and solve it. He and the Russians. You know, let me tell you something. There's something the Russians believe in. And a lot of business people, or serious business people, people who you can't mess around with, they're not your regular corporate American business people. The Russians live by a code. They believe in loyalty and they believe in respect. And they believe in a whole number of things. One of the things that offends them, perhaps even more than the money, I'm told what is pissing the Russians off more than anything. What do you think is pissing the Russians off more than even the money? Okay, that question goes to you. What do you think is pissing the Russians off more than even the fact that we hasn't paid the money back?
Yeah, he belittled them. That's the first thing, and they respected them. That's it. The people came to you, you belittled them, they respected them, and pushed them out of the country.
That's something. But it is not just that. This is the answer. I am a businessman that people are supposed to fear. I have a reputation that you don't cross me and go free. That is my reputation. I am a ruthless businessman. You do not cross me and go free. That is the credibility I have out there on the streets. Now, if somebody crosses me or betrays me, I cannot let that person go free, because letting that person go free will do what to my reputation or to my credibility? Okay. It would destroy my credibility. So it has gone beyond, the money. It's the fact that some idiot from Liberia who was running for president came to them and took $3 million from them as a loan, promising to pay back. Became president, largely with the help of their money, and has said to them, go to hell. He has shown the Russians the kind of disrespect. He has violated their code. He has hurt their reputation. And so they have to take care of him so that other people cannot think in the future that they can come and cross them and go scot-free. That is a code by which certain individuals live. Certain individuals who operate in certain realm. Okay. They got some people that operate in the normal corporate realm as well as the underground realm. You cannot mess with those people. If you cross them, it's no longer about the money. To hell with the money. It is about the fact that you think that you can hurt their credibility on the streets. So Weah is in trouble. He better find that money. He better pay that money back. Because if he does not pay that money back with interest, the Russians will never let him go. They will never let him go free. The presidency protects him. He's got all that security. It protects him. But how much longer? In 8 months. Well, let's make it a year, because inauguration takes place in January of next year. In 11 months, he's not going to be in the presidency. He's not going to have all those bodyguards that he now has. You cannot mess with these people and go scot-free. Right. So we're going to come back. We're going to take calls, but let's give you some updates. Now, Stanton Weatherspoon case. Stanton Weatherspoon, there's an update in the Stanton Weatherspoon case. We're going to give you that update very shortly. There is an update in the Stanton Weatherspoon case. We're going to give you that update shortly. Stay put. But before we give you that update, let's talk about the upcoming JNB Charity Foundation fundraiser event happening today in Philadelphia. We will give you the, it's posted on our flyer, on our Facebook page. You can look it up. It's happening at the Sudanese Community Center in Philadelphia. You can't miss it. You just Google it, you'll find the address. You can contribute on, you can contribute via, let me put the information right here for those of you who want to contribute. You can contribute electronically. You do not have to physically be in person. You can make your contributions electronically. I'm going to post these Cash App and Zelle information on here. So wherever you are, you can just send your $100 or $200, and you're not going to be sending it to an individual. You will see here it is the foundation's official Cash App and Zelle information. It's not coming to Henry Costa. It is not going to John, to Bakwali. It is going directly to the foundation. I'm going to pin it right here at the bottom of the page So the event is happening at from 5 p.m. today to 8 p.m. And there is the information, the Cash App and the Zelle. So there is the information for you. The Cash App is $ JNB Foundation. That's it. Simple. $JNB Foundation. That's the Cash App. The Zelle is info, INFO, at JNBF.org. That's the Zelle. That is the Zelle. So the Cash App is $JNB Foundation. That's it. $JNB Foundation. That's how you can make your contribution to the fundraiser today. And so if you want to be there, we will be there. Come out, have fun, meet JNB, interact with him. It's going to be a beautiful thing today, just for a couple of hours, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Perhaps we're going to go a little longer to 9 p.m. We're going to have fun. We will have some light refreshment. The people are making some food, and we're going to have a wonderful time this evening in Philadelphia. Come out there and let's have a good time. Now, let's move on to something else here, Boakai. The Stanton Witherspoon case. Let's give you some update on that. Should we now, or we should hold off until we go and talk about something else here? The Elections Commission yesterday put out some information.
Mm-hmm.
The information they put out yesterday is that they were seeking some 6,000 applicants for the biometric voter registration process or exercise.
Mm-hmm.
But they received 60,000
applicants.
Yeah. They were seeking some 6,000 applicants, but they received applications online.
Mm-hmm.
60,000 people. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. That is a lot of applicants seeking employment. You're looking for 6,000 people and 60,000 people apply.
I don't know. It should send a message to people out there that nothing is doing in our country. Absolutely, the unemployment rate is very high. So when I saw our brothers and sisters out there the last time on Saturday celebrating a man like we are, I was like surprised. What are they doing? Wearing a t-shirt and then getting a little $20 that will just sustain you for a day or two. And then later on, people have noticed you that you wore a t-shirt and you go to somebody now, you go ask them for help. They won't do it because they saw you in a t-shirt. It means that everything is okay with you. That's why you're wearing a t-shirt.
Precisely.
Yeah. So now, apply for a job that you will not get, and they make you believe that the party will help you with this particular job, and later on, it's a process. The National Elections Commission will vet you and go about doing everything before accepting you. They're not just going to do it because your party is sending you there. No, it's something that they're going to vet you. So if they lie to you that, you have to come out on this particular Saturday because we have a special job to offer you through the National Elections Commission, they were lying to you. They were fooling you. So now somebody asking for 6,000 persons, then 60,000 come forward. It's a message about what's happening in our country. It's a clear core message. It's not something that Costa and I are supposed to tell anybody out there. The message is already out there that there's absolutely nothing doing in our country.
That's true. That's very, very true. Listen, some gentlemen sent me this song. I'm gonna send it to George and you. He made it. He's a pastor. He lives in Nigeria. He made this song for JNB. And I'm going to sing you the song now. He just reminded me to introduce the song. We're going to play it later on. Let George sample it and then cue it. We'll play it at some point. Let me say this to you.
And Costa, there is something yesterday we should have talked about, but we skipped because of one or two reasons. It was the issue at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Oh no, yeah, we should have. In fact, I posted a letter a while ago. Yeah, we did that. So and we will talk. We will certainly be talking about it this morning. But let's give the people update on the Stanton Weatherspoon case. So Stanton Weatherspoon appears in court today. He appears in court today in Florida. Let me give you the details. At 11 a.m. in Florida, 11 a.m. today in Florida, Stanton Weatherspoon appears in court for what is the beginning of the trial there. So the hearing is set. He makes his initial appearance today, which is the 9th of February at 11 a.m. in Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale. Before the duty magistrate judge, he appears in court today in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So we just thought to provide you that information. It is his initial appearance in court today in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So to all of you, just so you know, that is the latest update we have in the Stanton Weatherspoon case. He appears in court today. So when somebody talks, oh, has Costa talked about the Stanton? Well, that is the update because apparently I have to talk about it every time. So every time there is a new development, you can rest assured we will provide you the information regarding that development. So that is a development now. We will tell you if we hear anything additional, we will let you know. Now, there is a guy called Michael Robin. Michael Robin. He's an American guy. He is a young fella. Michael Robin is a very good writer, a brilliant writer. Michael Robin is a public relations guy. He is a pen for hire. You know what a pen for hire is? Somebody you pay to write you nice things, and some of which may not even be true, or somebody you pay to write bad things about people you don't like. So Michael Robin writes a lot of things in these low-level publications in the United States. He writes lots of promotional stuff for Alice Cummings. I'm sure you read tons of those things. Michael Robin wrote this piece that was published in the Washington Examiner. It is a third-tier Washington-based publication. And Michael Robin wrote this piece, and in his piece, Michael Robin wrote some pretty shady things, some pretty deep stuff about, and then he mentioned Melly Cameron, specifically mentioned Melly Cameron. Now, who knows Melly Cameron? Melly Cameron. Have you read this thing? I'm pretty sure he has. Michael Robin had this thing published yesterday in the Washington Examiner. I'm going to go and read it for you. And I was like, Michael Robin wrote this thing. It was published yesterday. And the title of the opinion piece, it is his opinion. It's in the opinion section of the Washington Examiner. The Washington Examiner is a newspaper. It's a publication based in Washington, D.C. And Michael Robin is saying that there is a group from Russia called the Wagner Group. It's a mercenary army, according to him, that is run by a guy who is supposed to be an ally of Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia. This is Michael Robin. But Michael Robin made some pretty startling claims here. He's talking about how the Wagner Group, or the Wagner Group, I'm sorry, they have set their eyes on Liberia, Sierra Leone, and the Ivory Coast. He goes on to say that there was an attempted coup d'etat. There was an attempted coup d'etat in Sierra Leone. You remember when that protest went down, Brockeye? He goes to say that there was an attempted coup d'etat by these elements from this so-called group called the Wagner Group. And they're supposed to be a mercenary organization run by people known to have close ties with people at the Kremlin. He goes further to say that they have masterminded coups in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Guinea. And he said in each of these cases, Wagner would take advantage of the implosion of French influence. You know, he talks about Mali, he talks about all kinds of things that we cannot verify. But here's what's interesting. And some people have read it and they came to me and I was like, okay, you just read this thing in the Washington Examiner. But did you see the writer's name? Did you see who wrote it? Michael Robin wrote it. So what do I mean to say? It may have been published in the Washington Examiner. It may make these bold, audacious claims, but the guy who wrote it is a pen for hire. Michael Robin can write anything for anybody who pays him, period. So I'm just telling people, you just be careful. Now, I'm concerned about my fellow brother Melik Kemu because he said that the Russians are using Melik Kemu. He goes on to say, Wagner's activities in the region appear coordinated by Melik Kemu. He is accusing Melik Kemu, a former U.S. convict. Of course, we all know Melik Kemu had some trouble in the U.S. He ran away. That was eons ago, but that doesn't mean that he didn't do that. But he is saying that Melik Kemu is the operative of the Russians. I'm like, the hell were you? I mean, you make these claims on Melik Kemu. Are you trying to put Melik Kemu in trouble with this government? But then, this guy singled out Melik Kemu. He's accusing Melik Kemu of being an operative of the Russians. That Melik Kemu was appointed to be Russia's honorary consul general in Liberia. He goes on to say that Melik Kemu brought in some of the mercenaries in Liberia under the canopy or under the guise of an investment or an investment expedition. Hello. And he says that the Wagner group may be coordinating a coup d'etat. A coup d'etat in Liberia. And Melik Kemu is the one running it. I just want to say this. I don't believe this guy at all. I take anything this guy says with a grain of salt. Michael Robin, I want you to Google him. Michael, spell it, yeah, Michael is spelled typically as Michael, as the name Michael is spelled. His last name is spelled Robin, R-U-B-I-N, Michael Robin. Michael Robin. Go look him up. Michael Robin is a shady character, not in the sense that he's a criminal. No, that's not what I'm saying. And Michael Robin, by the way, you can write whatever you want to write about me. I don't give a damn. But Michael Robin would write absolutely anything about you when somebody pays him. Yeah. And we've seen tons of publications by him for comments. I agree, Thomas Kra. Melik Kemu may be the current honorary consul general for Russia to Liberia. I agree, he is. But does that mean that this grave allegation that Michael Robin is making in this publication, and by the way, I haven't spoken to Melik Kemu. I can't tell the last time I ever spoke to Melik Kemu. I don't even have his number. But the point is that I know how dangerous this government is, Bwaka. Listen, I know how dangerous and how small-minded this government is. For this government to simply, for somebody to make such a grave claim about someone who we already know is the honorary consul general for Russia to Liberia, to be writing in the Washington Examiner that this man could be an operative for the Russians planning to topple the WEA government. You could be harming this man. But Michael Robin has to have an angle. Yeah. Why is he accusing Melik Kemu? And by the way, Melik Kemu, if you're listening, get in touch with me on Facebook. This is important. I think we are Facebook friends. I don't have your number. Get in touch with me. Melik Kemu. If anybody knows Melik Kemu, let us know. We want to talk to him. But why would Michael Robin be accusing Melik Kemu of working to overthrow the WEA government before the elections? And he's accusing the Russians. And so Michael Robin is a paid pen for hire. I mean, he is a pen for hire. He writes for anybody. He doesn't have to know you. All he needs to know is the Benjamins. How much money you're going to give. Thomas Kura, if you have Melly Camel's number, send us his number. We want to reach out to him. But the point is, this is a grave allegation. Some of you may not understand where I'm coming from. Melly Camel may have done some terrible things in the past. We all know that. Those of us who know him know that. But to accuse him in a US-based publication that he is an operative of the Russians, leading a Russian masterminded plan to overthrow George Weah before the elections, is a grave allegation that could very well land him into deep trouble with the Weah government. Why? I'm not here to defend the Wagner group. I don't even know the Wagner group. Look, this was my first time reading about them. You think I know everything? Nobody knows everything. This was my first time seeing the name mentioned that they run a private mercenary, whatever. This was my first time. Of course, you talk about the Wagner group. Of course, there are also Americans who run the. Have you heard about Blackwater? Have you heard about Blackwater? Hello, Blackwater is one of the most notorious mercenary organizations in the world. It's a private army for hire. Their footprint in Iraq was so terrible. They made hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions. And Blackwater committed tons of atrocities in Iraq. So please spare me about mercenary organizations and private armies. Because while I may not know the Wagner group, I do know Blackwater. I beg you, yeah. They are a private army for hire. So come on. But I'm concerned about Melly Camon because I know that we are people. Baga, you understand what I'm trying to say? Baga, does it make sense to you?
Yeah.
Do you see the point I'm making? This guy is accusing Melly Camon of being an operative of the Russians to overthrow the Weah government. Melly Camon must be careful. I can't say this is true or this is not true, but Melly needs to be careful. Let me tell you something. I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian not in name, but in practice. I may have my own share of iniquity, but Bwaga, I want to say this to you. I believe in God. I believe in God so much. And one of the things that I don't do, which is guided by my Christian value, Christian principle, is do not bear false witness or lie on somebody that could lead to their destruction or their death. Melly Camon could be innocent, he could not be innocent, but such an allegation is serious. I have Melly Camon's number, Wakai. We're going to call Melly Camon to respond to this publication by Michael Robin, a pen for hire. Now the question is, Wakai, who could have possibly paid Michael Robin this time?
I read a story.
Hello, folks. Did you just hear what I said? Who could have paid Michael Robin to write this publication about Melly Camon? I just wrote Melly Camon. I said, hey, bro, this is Costa. I just got his number. I never had it. Somebody just sent it to me. Who could have paid Michael Robin to write this publication about Melly Camon? As it is, Melly Camon has got his own fair share of issues. Melly Camon spends quite a lot of time in Ghana because, of course, there's not much happening for him in Liberia, like many people that I know. But to accuse Melly Camon, and I just wrote Melly Camon on WhatsApp. Apparently his phone is off, or his internet is off. He hasn't seen the message yet. But when it hits him, I'm pretty sure he's going to get in touch. But this is serious. So, Baka, do you understand where I'm coming from? Who could have put Michael Robin up to this? Who do you think could have done that? Because, of course, Michael Robin never publishes or writes anything for free. Who could have done that?
The president is always hiring people to do work for him. And
I beg you, be careful too how you name somebody. We know he gets, Baga, again, I cannot say that I'm against people bearing false witness or lying on people that could lead to them being killed or destroyed. At the same time, then, want to lie on somebody or insinuate that somebody paid. Well, I can insinuate somebody might have put him up for this, but I cannot specifically point a finger and say this is John Brown that did it. But somebody paid Michael Robin to publish this article in the Washington Examiner yesterday. Yeah, somebody paid him. Somebody paid him. Who paid him? Who paid Michael Robin? That is a $1 million question, Wagai. So, Melikamu, call us. We want to talk to you. Because we don't want no coup d'etat. We don't want no overthrow. We don't want no violence in the country. And so, to accuse somebody of such a thing, we want to find out who could have paid him. Michael Robin. And how is Melikamu reacting to this? We're going to be voting. In 2023, this year, of course, we're going to go to the ballot box. We're going to vote. We're going to vote Mr. Weah out democratically. We're going to remove him. But we do not want any trouble in the country. Somebody, somewhere, is trying to destroy Melikamu. Look at the people you're talking about. John Manan Weah, who has the intellect of a child, perhaps a 12-year-old or 13-year-old child. This is the man, the IQ and the intellect of a 12-year-old child. This is the man. Huh? Samuel Wamu Ogonti. If somebody came to me and said to me and wrote in a paper that Ogonti is trying to overthrow the government, you think my first reaction would be that it is true? My first reaction would be to caution people to be careful. That is exactly what I'm doing. I cannot say here and say definitively that Melikamu is not planning to overthrow the government. But at the same time, in the same vein, I cannot also say that Melikamu is planning to do that, just based on what a pen for hire writes. There's something called credible witness. Don't forget now, I have a master's degree in criminal justice. Graduated with distinction, with a 3.72 GPA. So don't forget, credible witness. The credibility of the witness. Who in this case is the witness, Wagai? Michael Robin. And who is Michael Robin? Michael Robin is a pen for hire. He writes for anyone who pays him. So is Michael Robin a credible witness? He is not. Could he be telling the truth? He could, but there's a small chance that he could be telling the truth. And there's a much greater chance that he could be lying. So Samuel Wamu Ogonti, these Sanamaswane in Liberia, if they accuse you that you're planning to overthrow their government just like that, you think I'm just going to swallow it up? If a guy like Michael Robin, who writes for hire, who is paid to publish stuff, if he accuses you, you think I'm just going to believe him? I'm not going to. Let me tell you something. A well-educated, seasoned aunt of mine, aunt not by blood, but not by consanguinity, but by affinity. Some people are like, what? What is consanguinity? Consanguinity. Consanguinity means relations by blood, and affinity means relation by affection. Consanguinity. She is an aunt not by consanguinity, but by affinity. Asana crew made the money, eh? All right. Satya, proceed. They bought no book. So she sent me the link last night, and she was panicking. I mean, this was like 2 o'clock in the morning in Liberia. She couldn't sleep. She sent me the link. She said, nephew, read this thing. I can't sleep. I read the article. And when I read the article, I went to the author. I see Margot Robin. I said, oh, aunt, go to sleep. This guy, we must take it with a grain of salt. He's a pen for hire. She said, you are right. Apparently, she's a well-educated, well-seasoned, brilliant woman. But again, she may not know that Margot Robin is a pen for hire. So, but by the time I call into question the credibility of the witness, she said, he might have an angle. He might have an angle. So, hey, we're going to go to the phone lines and take some calls. But before we do, I'm going to say this again. Stanton Weatherspoon makes his first appearance in court today in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Beautiful place. I've been there tons of times. One of my brothers lives there, Peter Costa. So he makes his appearance in court today at 11 a.m. So we're going to go to the phone lines and hear from you, specifically in reaction to a number of things, one of which is, of course, yesterday's bombshell interview with Brother Sheikh Sakor, which has many lips wagging. People are like, what? Is how cruel of a human being George Weah is? Of course. Weah is a very, very nasty, sadistic human being. That's who he is. Okay, somebody just told me that Melly Kemu is currently in Guinea and he's going to call me on WhatsApp. Melly, we're expecting your call. That person might have spoken to Melly. We want to hear from Melly. We want to hear from Melly. You see that? Some credible souls whose credibility I can personally vouch for just informed me that Melly Kemu and his Russian partners, business partners, are currently doing an audit in Liberia. An audit of a certain government agency. And that agency is believed to have stolen UN money provided for their operation. Hello? Bagay, what did I just learn? Melly Kemu and his Russian business partners are currently conducting an audit of certain individuals in Liberia or certain government agency in Liberia. And that agency received UN money. And the UN money, they are believed to have eaten or stolen some UN agency money. That is the extent to what we know at this point about that. And Melly Kemu and his Russian business partners are conducting an audit. Ha! Melly, be careful. Bagay, what did I just say? Melly?
Be careful.
May.
Be careful.
I'm asking you, you want me to put in pele to my pele? Melly, be careful. You and your Russian partner then doing audit of some people who ate UN money. Now we see Margot Robin publishing article about you. Hey, May.
I'm gonna be careful.
Baga pull it in Mandingo.
May. Yalamau.
We know the way people can disappear in Liberia. These are his partners. Hey, I got to even they show your partner. This is the company, the auditing firm that Melly Kemu works with. They are called, I will send you their website right now. Let me send it to you. Right now. Hey, you see what we're doing here, Baga? We are uncovering the facts. We are investigating on live radio. This is the auditing firm. I will publish a website. They are called the Accounts Chamber of the Russian Federation, ACRF. Let me name them again. It's called ACRF, the Accounts Chamber of the Russian Federation. It is a supreme, I'm reading from their website, it is a supreme audit institution established in accordance with the Constitution of the Russian Federation. You see that? This is the auditing firm that Melly Kemu works with. This is the firm. This firm is based in Moscow. The address here is 119121 Russia, Moscow. Zubovskaya Street, number 2. The phone number is +7 495 986 -05-09. So, Melly Kemu and his partners are conducting an audit of a certain organization. At this point, we can't say whether they're private or they're public. I don't know that just yet. They are conducting an audit of a certain organization, public or private, I cannot say, but certain organization for a fact. And this organization received UN funding. And there is a suspicion that some of those funds might have been stolen. And whilst the audit is being conducted, bam, Michael Robin publishes an article that Melik Camus is a Russian operative planning to overthrow the weird government before the elections. What guy? What happens when audits are conducted of people who stole government money? What happens to the auditors under the weird government, for example?
They die. They kill them.
Thank you. My people, thank you. Let's go to the phone lines. We're waiting to speak to Melik Camus. But look, let me tell you something. When you are an educated man or educated woman, when you hear things, be careful. Do not just swallow everything up. Be careful. Be careful. That is what people like us do because we are educated. Be careful. Be careful. I didn't even know Melik Camus was involved with an auditing firm from Russia. And some of you will ask, wow, a Russian firm. So what? You dealing with European firm, you dealing with American firm, you can deal with Russian firm, Russian auditing firm. There is a Russian army or Russian militia, Russian auditing firm. And what wrong with dealing with Russian auditing firm? Huh? You dealing with American firm, PricewaterhouseCoopers. You dealing with what other group this or they call themselves KPMG. Oh, Melik Camus just wrote me. He said, hey, Costa, in a funeral. We'll call you after. Melik Camus is at a funeral or in a funeral. He said he will call me after. Good, Melik. Good. So, Bagay, let's go to the phone lines and take some calls.
It will be juicy tomorrow, but I think you already get all the information from Melik Camus himself. So,
and again, let me go back and say, give you the update or re-give you the update or give you the update for the fifth time or the sixth time in the Stanton Wetherspoon case. Stanton goes to court for the first time today in Fort Lauderdale in Florida. Today, he goes to court. He makes his initial appearance before the judge at 11 a.m. in a court in Fort Lauderdale. That is the extent to how much information, that is the extent of the information we have. That is all we know at this point. Let's go to the lines and take some calls. What are your reactions to the issues we've discussed? Wakai, be conscious of the time. 1 minute per call. Nothing more, nothing less. 1 minute.
All right, 0770-102-102-86-0103-8355. 102-102. The WhatsApp number is +231.
Somebody just wrote me and said his name is David P. Marley. He said, HPC, I just blocked my own daughter for wearing a T-shirt that belongs to the CDC administration. I can't be struggling abroad just to support them while the government continues to deny Liberians the opportunity to serve in Liberia. So you're supporting your daughter in Liberia and she's a sedition, and you've decided to punish her. Let's give him a round of applause. You deserve it. Let's take some calls, Bagay.
I'll take this person 1 minute per caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Bagay, and good morning to Costa.
Welcome.
Let's hear you.
Thank you very much. My name is Jaffe M. Kennedy, and I call from Coca-Cola Factory.
Go ahead.
I just want to caution that our brother Melvin Camus, because this is Liberia. We know what's happening here, so he got to be very, very careful in Liberia these days. We know what happened. We know how people getting missing, and we at the end of the day, the government will come up with some kind of false investigation and say investigation continue again. And so,
all right, thank you so much. Now take this other person on the WhatsApp. Good morning.
Good morning, Boakai. This is Frank Jeffrey. I call from Paris.
1 minute, please. 1 minute.
Thank you, and thank you very much. I've known that I've read articles. One the young men have written about Elias Cumming. He have been paid by Elias Cumming to write articles. But my own point of calling this morning is to my sisters and mothers of Montserrat County. Costa said you guys can only get job by sleeping with John Weir. So that's an insult.
Okay. That's a very
Yeah, that guy, the stupidity will never leave him. We will be speaking with. Yeah, let's go ahead, Baka. Let's take some more calls.
The incoming senator. My name is Maurice Semed John Costa of Labrador, the incoming coordinator of the Shefodin COP chapter. I want to say to Mr. Henry P. Costa, we are running a campaign here. We are talking to our people. We see that we can talk to her, and the whole country now, they are yearning for you. But straight down to the point of that man who say, and we say the speculation are going around, say, and the man threatening and George Weah to assassinate George Weah to bring coup. You see, these people, they are not son. Even if George Weah died our business, if George Weah died our business, even when the kids George Weah our business, in our business, oh, we know George Weah should move on in power.
Okay,
George Weah is not a king for the country to be in power forever. He's nothing.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We take 1 minute per caller. 0770-102-102.
What we need to know, Baka, is, for example, who is the auditee? You know who the auditee is? The auditee is the individual or the entity that is being audited. Then we would find out, when we know who the auditee is, or who the auditees are, then we can begin to investigate, because the auditees might have motive to besmirch or to put Medicamo in trouble or put him at odds with the regime. We will have former Senator of Bomi County, Honorable Sano Dazzle Johnson on the show shortly, but we're going to take some calls there. We will take the former senator very shortly in a few minutes. Okay, let's take 4 calls and we'll take former Senator Sano Dazzle Johnson.
Good morning. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, Baka, and good morning to the leader.
Go ahead.
I'm wondering if I
Go ahead, you're live, bro.
Yeah, let me thank you for the topic discussion, but really, my 35 to do with they shared yesterday on the show. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when they shared a problem yesterday on the show, I actually felt sorry for him, but it is nothing for us to do at all. So he's very able to go. But Mr. Kumi, when we making phone, see people, all kind of stories on people against the country. Nothing bad happened to the country. Thank you very much for calling me.
All right, thank you so much. We'll take 3 more calls. 0770-102-102. Let's take this. Good morning.
Good morning, brother.
Welcome.
Good morning to Henry Costa. This is DJ Lume. Look, Costa, thank you very much. And Walker, thank you this morning for the information. I've been following since yesterday. You see, every day we cry, oh, investor can't come, investor can't come. You put an investor like that, would they come to this country? They will have a early time this thing will happen because you want to make the case. Why investor going to sell? Investor can't come here. You're stealing investors' money. Anytime they come here, they will get pushed back before they can get contract to help the Liberian people. Check on my example. Let's say they want 6,000 people. 6,000 people. Now you got 60,000. To show you there's no work, but they got our in a t-shirt on Saturday to show themselves. They just show themselves. Those are anybody, my sister or my brother child, one of the people that don't send them support. Let it see what they can get. Let it get it. Thank you for the program, and we'll keep listening.
Thank you. Let me take Noah Zawu gives you on the line. Noah, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning, our Senator in waiting, Henry Pedro Costa. Before I make my point, I just want to thank you so much, Bwaka, for cutting off of stupidity. Frank Gibson for cutting him off. I don't think this show is meant for that. You don't come here and propound stupidity here about our candidate, and when we know that he's best suited for the position. So we're not even going to condone that. Look, Pedro, I just want to bring this to your attention. Already in my community, son has gone missing. The little boy is supposed to be 15 years today. His mother sent him, his aunt sent him to carry back to their relative that is empty bag, for cool around the Omega end. And on his way back to Jefferson, he was offered a lift by unknown jeep. And when they reached right around his junction to the Nicholas Town junction where they have the Lone Star area, he told the people he was stopping. They refused. They told him to just call his mom and talk to his mother for the very last time, and which he did. So they carry him, whether he has been killed or not, we don't know. And when the lady ran to the Chicotan police station while crying on the motorbike going there, she was never even attended to. No effort was even attended by the forces there to ensure what had happened or to inquire. Right now, she just left in total hopelessness. So this is the situation we in. So if we have full conscious in Cameroon, it's reality. This president statement that we must be our own security is actually working. So this is what I want to bring, and you can investigate it, and I will update you on it as it unfolds. Thank you.
Let's take our last caller. Then
Our last call, and then we'll take former Senator Sandro Johnson.
Yeah, the last caller this morning. I will take this person here. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, brother. How are you, sir?
Welcome.
Yeah, good morning also to my brother Costa Show by extension. This is Arnold D. Andrew Chase McGrady, and I call from Stephen Estate.
Welcome.
Hey, McGrady.
You know, actually, we are approaching, or I can say we are already in the political season, and things is there are a lot of circulation around town about who is targeting who is trying to throw somebody. So right now, I don't think it's necessary for anybody to come up with any football, any plan or trying to overthrow. The best thing for us to do is just try to be moderate and hold our peace from now to October. It's not fast to unseat this tyrant. That's all I gotta say.
Thank you so much. That's our last caller.
Thank you, McGrady. Thank you very, very much, folks. We will leave it there, and we'll go now and speak with former Senator Sandro Dazzle Johnson. And we're gonna plan. We will bring Brother Sheikh Sako back on the show sometime next week. There's more to discuss. You know, yesterday's show interview was a bombshell, and people are just. I mean, people are literally their jaws are on the floor. I mean, they have to literally pick up their jaws. Like, what did I just hear? Yeah. But anyway, let's take former Senator Sandro Johnson. Good morning to you.
Senator,
good morning. Can somebody elect the Senator China? Senator Johnson?
good morning, Senator. It seems to be.
Listen. Can somebody call him and tell him that we're trying to talk to him. We're signaling him. We're ready for him. Let me add him back to the stream and see whether.
Yeah, I can get you.
Okay, you can get me now. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Henry.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Senator. We are glad to have you here. Yes, the connection is not so good, but Senator Johnson.
I don't know what's happening to his line, or the internet from his end is not okay. That's the problem.
Yeah, the internet is not too good. Let's see whether we can get him by phone. Can we get him on WhatsApp? Let's see whether we can get him by WhatsApp. Because his internet is not the best. His internet is not the best. So let's see whether we can get him by WhatsApp. George is there with the senator. He went there to try to help him set up. But let's see whether we can get him by WhatsApp, you know? So, Baga, you are going to have to, once you get him on, your WhatsApp connection is good. So let's see whether we can get him on to speak with him. So, but you got to make sure I can hear him, Baga, or he can hear me. So I will be able to ask him questions, please, yeah?
Okay, I'm reaching out to him. Okay, well, let me see. Good morning, Senator.
Yeah. Good morning, Baga, and good morning, Helen.
Yes. Can you hear me, Senator? This is Henry Costa. Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you loud and clear. Are you getting me?
Loud and clear, Senator. I can hear you very well. Thank you so much for coming on this morning. Well, Senator, we want to say this. You have been involved with Bowman County. You know, I saw some pictures of you on your farm the other day harvesting the oil palm, and you know, you are in the county. You got your guest house in the county. You got businesses there. You got a farm there. Your county bombing has been in the news quite a lot lately. We are all very concerned about this issue regarding the Western Cluster deal. And so we wanted to speak with you as someone who is from the county, one of the leaders of the county, someone who is invested in the county. What is going on in Bombing County, Senator Sandro Johnson?
Well, firstly, like I said, let me wish you a pleasant new year, and I hope that all will be well with you and your family. Now, let's get to the issue. Western Cluster, I wouldn't go into the nitty-gritty now because I know the cases before the Supreme Court, and I wouldn't want to advance any information on the case now. And so I wouldn't go into detail because we filed a petition for a writ of prohibition. The issue is temporary writ on yesterday, 2 days ago, and we'll be going for the conference on the 14th of this month. And so I want to leave it like that. I do not want to go into the, like I said, into the nitty-gritty of this matter because it's with the Supreme Court. We just wanted the public to be aware that we decided to make advantage of the law. We did not take the laws into our hands because we believe that the Supreme Court will act in the interest of Burma and Liberia. So the matter is before them. But let me start like this. A few weeks ago, the citizens of Burma, about 3 weeks now, wrote the Legislative Caucus of Burma and some other citizens were invited to Tottenham Borough. In that meeting, are you there, Henry?
Yeah, go ahead, you're live.
Loud and clear.
In that meeting in Tottenham Borough, there was the whole situation started from. When we went to Tottenham Borough, like 3 weeks, almost a month, the citizens presented a 10-count resolution to their leaders. And among those things that were mentioned to them, one of those or two of those things had to do with the operation of Western Cluster between the MOU and the MDA, and that the citizens said they were not satisfied, they were not informed, they were not adequately briefed by their leaders. And so they were ignored and they were calling on Western Cluster to revert to the MDA and put aside the MOU because in all of us mind, the MOU contravenes the MDA, the MOU is in violation of the MDA because there are ingredients that are in the MDA that are not in the MOU. And so they believe that the MOU was done through the lead negotiator called one Mr. Edwin Snow, along with others. And they both felt that it was an act of robbery against them. And so the caucus, to all of them spoke and they took full responsibility, apologized to the citizen, and told us that in 2 weeks, they were going to ensure that the companies revert to the MDA and that the negotiation are going to begin, and that all of the citizen demands were being met in 2 weeks. I spoke at that forum, and I questioned Mr. Snow. I said, but you've been a lead negotiator. You went to India, you're worth 24 million. Our roads are not good. Our citizens are not properly employed. There's no training facility for them. Why do you want to relinquish your position in the middle of this? So you must stay on until this deal is concluded because you, with all the single-handedly arrange this thing here, you're bringing the MOU, you're worth $14 million, and it's raising our eyebrows to stay on. And then we talked to the citizen because the citizen wanted to protest. We said, do not protest. Let's give them 2 weeks. 2 weeks going, we're going to the top. I mean, almost in the 4th week, we're going to 1 month. And that's prompted our legal action that then they were not serious. And they wanted to play games. And the best way to go to interpret the law was the Supreme Court. In the meantime, the senator seized of the same matter last week and acknowledged that Western Cluster operation in Liberia was not to their knowledge and that they were not aware that 14 million or 25 million was waived. And so the Senate said they should stop operation, but we told them that the Senate of political theater, they do not have the enforcing power and they do not have the power to interpret. And so that's why we went to the court. While we were in the court, and then Mr. Nadewa, I'm coming to Mr. Snow, jump on your radio station, begin to read on some of us, and they said, oh, stop going to circumvent or deviate from the database so that the people will not know. You try to hide the issue of the Western Cluster anyone personal. And so we try to come on your platform first to clearly establish that we've taken advantage of the law. The law is the case is for our people to interpret the MDA and the MOU and let them tell us. Because the MDA is a law and the MOU is a gentleman arrangement signed by 4 ministers with the help of one every slot to be identified. And so we believe that their actions raised a lot of uproar to the public. They were not happy. And when Mr. Slow behavior, because he has become the arrow now for both the company and the government, and so it has made most of us to believe that truly then Mr. Snow, in our mind, from all of the because there have been rumors that he received $4 million, all of the deal. So his behavior is not making us believe that the rumors are true, that he received kickbacks, and that's why he's jumping all over the place like a cod-head chicken, insulting people and misbehaving, and believing that Bumi Kande is the farm for his father and mother. That's not his parents' farm there. And so that's what we want to speak to. He's been very insulted, been very rude over the last few days. But we decided to be very responsible because we are taking the law. We are taking the legal action.
Senator, I want to commend you and all the other Bumi citizens who decided to use the law to go to the Supreme Court to pray the Honorable Supreme Court to issue a prohibition. A temporary writ has been issued pending a conference which you said will happen in the coming days. Now, I want to commend you for that. That's a very good move. Now, what I want to talk about the Edwin Snow thing. Senator, first of all, why did Edwin Snow, as one of the sitting senators of the county, even get involved with negotiating the so-called memorandum of understanding? How can you have an MDA, a minimum development agreement, on one hand, and then the memorandum of understanding on the other hand that even seems to have more weight than the MDA? How did we come to having a memorandum of understanding whilst an MDA were already in place? Tell me, Senator.
Well, I can tell you this. You know, when people, and I always say this, it was, I don't know how to term it, but when you see people behaving in this form and manner, it tells you clearly that they are greedy, and all about them is money, riches, wealth, and so forth and so on. But we will not allow that cluster. Snow will not take Bumi to be his property. He will not take our people to be slaves under him. Nobody under the law, legislators do not negotiate any concession, contract, or government on behalf of the government. That is the fault or the sole responsibility of the executive branch to do. And the Constitution is clear on that. The executive make all of the arrangement, all of the negotiation, and send it to the legislature for it to be ratified. Even in their own MOU, Costa, they said that the MDA was not ratified because Elenito being the original owner of the MDA sold 51% of their share, meaning that the MDA was altered or amendments were made, and no amendment needed to go to the legislature to be ratified before they can even start to operate. That was not the case. So you have an amended MDA that has not gone to the legislature to be ratified, and you sign an MOU for them to operate under that. So we felt that was an act of cheating, and nobody engineered that. Mr. Snow engineered that in the name of looking for a job for the people. Call the third number right now, Mr. Costa. The people that are employed there, they are less than 300. Who employed them? Western class has not employed a single librarian says the least at all by the poor Bumi. What they did was on the MOU, they outsourced all of the activities. So you got Ghanaian company that are working there, you got 2 librarians company. The employment is done by this Ghanaian company through another company. And so they come and employ you for 3 years. Assuming that contract ended in 1 year, they leave. What become of those employees? Will they have pension benefit? No. But the MDA is there. Now people will be paid, people will be trained. So under the MDA, nobody is getting any training on the job. And so that's why we believe that there's something ugly happen. And the way to do it, because Snow told the people that anything but Bumi Kande, what he say is final. Nobody will talk. He is the leader, he has control over everybody. That's it. And they have misled Western Cluster. And Western Cluster may have had some good intention, but the involvement of this greedy politician has not made Western Cluster to look ugly in the eyes of the people. And that's what we said. We are not opting for Western Cluster to leave bombing. No, we want them to operate, but they must operate legally, so that the company share and our people get opportunity to be employed, be trained. That is our fight, Mr. Costa.
Mr. Senator Johnson, I could not agree more with you. You are 100% correct. Let them be patient and have the amended Mineral Development Agreement ratified by the legislature, and they can go ahead with their operations. And the people of Bombing would benefit based on what is inside the MDA. But the MOU is not legitimate. It's not legal. You cannot have a company operating in that particular field, in that particular sector, on the basis of an MOU. No, it is not acceptable. We stand with you, Senator Johnson. We stand with all the good people of Bombing County who are in this fight. Why you want to ask the senator a question? You may go ahead.
I want to ask you a question. You know, the last time when you guys hosted a town hall meeting where Senator Edwin Snow relinquished his position as the negotiator between the people of Bombing and Western Cluster. Since that day, what role now is he playing between the people of Bombing and the Western Cluster? Because the last time he relinquished the position.
What this young man has done over the last few days is to divide the county. They have promised they were going to get back to us in 2 weeks. They failed to do that. He says on his PR platform a real insult on us and our people, and try to make us look like we are demon gods, and try to make himself look better. And that we are kicking again. He hasn't done anything. He has even refused to attend selection meeting. Whenever the selection call, he will pull up some flimsy excuses. This is a problem in the county. This is causing a serious problem. Look, yes, the last player in the Western Cluster was supposed to try for 3 years, but guess what? They were supposed to do an environmental health assessment impact to know what would be the health effect if they were trucking O's. That's not anything. They didn't agree. They were supposed to do the road assessment and report to the Minister of Public Works. Now they will do an expansion on the road will be better, the bridges will be properly examined, so that when they are trucking for 3 years, there will be no problem on the road, and that there will be no hazard posed to our people. We consulted Pentecost Director when President Salih was there, and they advised us. While it is true that it is in the MDA, but then we talk the iron ore, but it will be dangerous for your people because the iron ore has chemical, and the more they inhale that chemical, in few years there will be outbreak of tuberculosis in that region. And we took the issue of President Salih, and then it is true that it was supposed to talk, but this will be the danger. Where they had to truck the oil from Taco Bread to the Freeport of Monrovia. On the basis of that, President Salih did not issue the Class A operating license. So they were not able to mine. We told them, you have to do the railroad. You have to do the railroad from Monrovia to Cape Mount, or from Taco Bread to Cape Mount, or from Taco Bread to Tony. But they say you want to truck for 3 years, that's the issue about the road. But they conserve our people for their health. And so President Salih saw reason with us, and we protested not in the street, but we stood our ground, and no iron ore were trucked from Tagbembra to Monrovia. When Slow began senator, he ignored this fight and went on the cover of darkness that he wants to create jobs. Yes, nothing wrong creating jobs, but should they not make money and years later they died? Everybody has said that. The money was nobody trucking iron ore right now. People pulling iron ore in the train. But if you put 100 trucks on that road from Tagbembra to the Freeport of Monrovia, you know what's going to happen to our people? Yes, few person get a job, but we're not now because few person get a job, then the rest of the people suffer and die. That's why we're standing to them.
Senator Johnson, you all are making a very powerful and reasonable case. We received information that Edwin Snow was paid a lot of money by Western Cluster. They financed his campaign in 2020 for the Senate. He's on their payroll. He is a representative, he is an agent against the good people of bombing. It is good.
Exactly.
I'm happy that bombing still has strong people such as yourself standing up in this fight. I'm glad that you all proceeded to the Supreme Court to petition the court to prohibit their operations until the matter is looked into. How can you have an iron ore exploiting operation or iron ore development operation going on based on a what? Based on a MOU? An MOU that 4 ministers signed. 4 ministers in government signed an MOU to grant, to give the operation or the go ahead for a whole iron ore mining operation to happen based on an MOU. When the amended concession agreement is yet to be ratified.
Let me provide this information for you. Like I said, I do not want to go into the nitty-gritty of this. Let me just give you small information. If you read the MDA and go to Article 33.3, I will send the MDA to you. 33.3, the legislators at the time, we were not in the Senate, gave the power to the president to do an amendment which was not good. However, it says that in the event where there will be amendment, where there will be any alteration or something to be done, it should be signed. Any document coming from that situation should be signed by the Minister of Justice, the Minister of Lands and Mines, the Minister of Finance, or any other designated official from the executive, and approved by the President of Liberia. So this MOU should have been approved by the President of Liberia. It wasn't done. It wasn't done. You see, the 4% on our constitution, anything above $10 million, anything above $10 million, such instruments should go to the legislature. So the web 24 million. Who authorized them? With the involvement of that stupid fool sitting there in Bomi calling himself senator. Who authorized them? He flew from here to India to go negotiate. Then you come back. That's what I told him. I said, you say you want to be president on the 29. You told me that. So that the campaign money you're looking for 2029?
The campaign money. The campaign money. The campaign money. The man looking for senator. That is right there. That man could sell Bombay County or anybody just for that campaign money. Can you imagine a man like Edwin Snow saying he won't be president like that?
And my only man, he said he was contemplating on Tuesday, Senator Jeremiah. I looked at him. I said, a thing like you, a hustler like you, a user like you, a who for nothing senator soul like you, who made you president of the country? Who? So he's
that boy Bravo, okay? That the reason he say he's supporting John we are for, so that when John we are leaving power 2029 can take power. Hey Lord, I know you have not forgotten.
The voter Sana told me that in fact it's a crisis because Samuel 12 won't be president 2029. He won't be president, and that Samuel 12 is fighting him because he is expected to be the campaign manager for Joshua. So now at the end of the day, John Weah will support him in 2029. I look at the guy and say, you think that bro it's a funny place? I said, there's a complete bother. And so they are the way they want to raise the campaign money for 2023. For anybody in their mind to think that a son of a former son like that can become president of our country, complete foolishness. You know, I'm saying that he insulted all of us. That was trying to say we are not slaves to you. If you think you want men in Burma, there is a man in Burma called Samuel Johnson. I will not take nonsense from you. Who are you? Who are you? If we dig in your class, you damn Burma, you'll not be able to walk in the street of Bolivia. You have no moral grounds in this country.
Yes. Senator Johnson, we want to thank you very much for coming on this morning. So again, please remind us what day is the Supreme Court hearing?
The hearing will be on the 14th. In fact, what we have done, and I can tell you this, hearing, we are, because it's a legal battle, we might likely go to the Supreme Court because we raise constitution. That's constitutional issue I was going to raise. And so that's why we've been calling all our citizens from Bombay and all 1 million Liberians to join us. We need their support. We need a moral support. We need a financial support so that we prepare our land to withstand it, because to withstand what we're going through. So our brother tell me that they are not in a Costa. I told us, we're taking you out of court. Our boy, you know what he said? He said, but you take us to court. You can go to court, but you know, remember, you should remember that we have control over the court. And that's why I said, okay, wait, I let you. If you believe that you can fight with this process, and maybe you may end up the ECOWAS court, or we'll call on government to come in. That's where we are, Costa.
Okay.
All right, Senator, we'll be waiting to hear from you anytime soon.
Senator, thank you very much. We'll be in touch with you next week when you go to the court after the first hearing. We want you to come back on to tell us as much as you can say, staying clear of being held in contempt by, prejudicing the case. But thank you very much for what you're doing for your people in Bombing, standing up to this greedy God Edwin Snow and fighting for the people of Bombing. We salute you and we look forward to speaking with you after the first hearing at the Supreme Court. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay, I want to close by this. We will be joining, as you are aware now, the campaign has officially opened in Liberia. People are campaigning for George. We are openly. And so we will, I am not a member of any political party besides the ALP, but we will be putting our t-shirt, vote for Joseph Walker, and we'll move on. So I just want to put it on and say the campaign has officially opened. And then so I'm going to buy the t-shirt and put it on the vote for Joseph Walker 2024. I mean 2023. I'm going to do that. So I just let you know.
Thank you so much, Senator.
That is the indefatigable former Senator of Bombay County, Senator Sando Dazo Johnson, and he and a number of Bombay citizens have decided to stand up to fight and resist Edwin Snow. Edwin Snow, that terrible human being, one of the worst human beings to ever walk the earth, is Edwin Snow. And Bwaka, he has been going around. He's running for president. I mean, look, Bwaka, I can't wait for us to take power so that Bwaka can see that he will never be able to smell. That the reason he's opening Jovia, he made it clear. He wants to be the campaign manager so for Jovia in the hope that Weah would win so that he would ride on that Weah would then support him to run for president. These boys, they are dreaming. These boys are dreaming. How can you have a mineral development agreement? I mean, a whole, a mining operation, iron ore mining operation, in effect, functional iron ore mining operation based on what? Based on an MOU. An MOU signed by 4 ministers in the government. Okay, you can imagine how much money those ministers collected in bribe. Okay, you can just imagine how much money those ministers were paid to sign an MOU to tell a company, go ahead and start working now while we are waiting for the amended mineral development agreement to go through the legislature. Okay? How can you give the go-ahead to a whole iron ore mining operation based on an MOU, a memorandum of understanding signed by 4 government ministers? Who gave them the authority? Who gave them the legitimacy? Who gave them the power to be able to do that? Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Liberia is in trouble. Liberia is in trouble. Oh, man. What? Okay. Okay. Our time is up, folks. Our time is up. So we will be here tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, folks. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. But sorry. Okay, folks. Thank you so much. Have yourselves a beautiful day. Bye-bye.